Muslims claim that the Quran is the speech of God, but in this video, we're going to put that to the test and see if the Quran is truly the speech of God or the speech of a frustrated and very angry, miserable man. First of all, it's very important to know that in the year 610 AD, Muhammad proclaimed prophethood in Mecca. He stayed in Mecca till 622 AD, but in those 12 long years, only a handful of followers accepted his newfound religion, Islam. Imagine how miserable and frustrated Muhammad must have been in those 12 long years, with around 70 to a maximum of 100 followers only. Even his own family, his own tribe, the Quraysh of Mecca rejected him, and only a small number of people accepted him as a prophet. Muhammad in Mecca was weak and did not have the power or force to attack people or force them into Islam. But when he went to Medina, things drastically changed and Islam spread by the sword. Now, please listen carefully. Pay attention. If we can find this same frustration in the very first chapters of the Quran, then we must conclude that this Quran cannot be the speech of God, but actually the words of a frustrated, angry false prophet who failed to find followers in Mecca. So let us do some investigation together. In the right chronological order, the second chapter of the Quran, Surah Al-Qalam, chapter 68, in verses 13 to 15, we read, foul-mouthed and in addition someone of improper lineage, in other words, a son of a whore. And the Arabic word here is zanim, a bastard who doesn't know his real father, someone whose lineage is unknown. And in ayah 14, because he has some wealth and sons. Walid bin al-Mughira, who was one of the chiefs of Quraysh, who insulted Muhammad in Mecca. So the speaker of the Quran then felt the desperate need to insult that man like any angry or frustrated human being by calling him a son of a whore, a bastard. Wow, just wow. We know that the Quraysh of Mecca used to call Muhammad a liar, a mad poet, an udhun, an ear. And the chief of Quraysh, Walid bin al-Mughira, in verse 15 said to Muhammad after hearing the recitation of the Quran, we, the Quraysh, know these stories already. You, Muhammad, are not telling us anything new. You only claim that you are receiving a revelation, but we know these fairy tales. These are known stories of earlier people. Asatir al-awwaleen, tales of the people before you. So in other words, the Quraysh of Mecca knew that Muhammad was a fraud, a poet, a storyteller. So when they called him out and mocked him, Muhammad then, out of frustration and anger, insulted them back in his man-made Quran, claiming that it's Allah who is insulting them and not him. What a mess. Muslims, how can this be God? This is not God speaking. These are the words of a miserable, old, troubled and angry man who feels the need to insult his own people because his people and tribe mocked him and rejected him. The Quran contains insults of a very nasty mouthed man from the streets who is calling Walid bin al-Mughira, a chief of the Quraysh tribe, a son of a whore, a bastard. This is very disturbing, strange, and very, very fishy, don't you think? Here is some background information. Walid bin al-Mughira happens to be the father of the Khalid bin Walid, who later became one of the commanders of the Muslim army and even got the nickname the Sword of Allah. Yet the writer of the Quran called his father a son of a whore. Wow. Muhammad had no honor or any dignity, just like his followers. Imagine, they were converting to Islam while Muhammad was insulting them and their fathers. Are you not convinced yet? Here is more. In Al-Adab al-Mufrad 963, we read in this Sahih, authentic, sound hadith that Muhammad even insulted his own companions by telling them to go by their father's penises if they boasted about the pre-Islamic period, al-Jahiliyyah. You must be a true cuckold, a youth, to accept such an insult. But then he gave the excuse, if I, Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, curse you or insult you, I have made a deal, a pact with my God Allah. He will later reward you in the afterlife. What a brainwashed ummah. What a brain that nation Islam is. Muslims, where is your honor and where is your dignity? How can you accept this? Muhammad did not only curse and insult his own tribe, the Quraysh of Mecca, but he insulted and also cursed his own Muslim followers as well. Muslims, it's time to wake up. Take that red pill and leave this man-made cult and reject this self-proclaimed false prophet. Don't allow your imams to fool you any longer. They are the ones who are keeping this cult alive anyway. Without their deception and scare tactics, Islam would have died long time ago. Even the famous Imam Yusuf al-Qaradawi once said, if they had got rid of apostasy punishment, Islam would not exist today.
لم يتركوا الردة. لو تركوا الردة ما كان هناك إسلام. كان انتهى الإسلام منذ وفاة الرسول عليه الصلاة والسلام. فالوقوف أمام الردة هو الذي أبقى الإسلام. وفي آية المائدة إنما جزاء الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله ويسعون في الأرض أن يقتلوا أو يصلبوا. جاء عن أبي قلابة وغيره من التابعين إن هذه جاءت في المرتدين، وجاءت أحاديث كثيرة، مش حديث واحد ولا اثنين ولا ثلاثة، أحاديث كثيرة عن عدد من الصحابة يعني في أن يقتل المرتد. حديث ابن عباس من بدل دينه فاقتلوه. حديث ابن مسعود لا يحل امرئ الا بإحدى ثلاث: الثيب الزاني
والنفس بالنفس
والتارك لدينه المفارق للجماعة. وحديث أبي موسى الأشعري ومعاذ ابن جبل وأبي هريرة وعدد من الصحابة في مسألة